Good evening and welcome to Prevent Your Adventure on this rainy Sunday night. For me, by the time you see this, who knows what the weather will be. Tonight I am in East Hampton, Connecticut on the recommendation of Danny Lefebvre and Charlotte Dion, and I am at Rossini's Italian Restaurant. Full-blown Italian restaurant, but the pictures of their pizza look good and the pizza itself looks good, so let me show you what I got. You're going to be so surprised. Hope you can catch the sarcasm here. Order of meatballs and a much larger than I expected pepperoni pizza with the shadow thrown by a cup over there. Really nice people inside. Parking lot's on quite a hill, though, I gotta tell you. Big, solid meatball. Really solid piece of meat here. For some reason, they gave me 3 forks and no knife, so give me a moment while I battle my way through this. Somewhere in here I have the stuff I need. I'm just being lazy. Alright, meatball. Nice texture. Good and solid. If there's filler, it's very minimal because it's a lot of meat there. Nice flavor. I don't know if those brothers out of Tampa still watch or not, but if you do, shoot me a note. I haven't heard from you guys in a while. I know you used to like the meatball thing. It's a really nice meatball. It's a nice job. Nice flavor all the way through it. I would call this, I don't know if it's a New York or an Italian style. I don't know if there's much difference between the two. So, there's no crisp on the crust, but there's a texture on it that holds it up nicely. Maybe a texture to it would be better than a texture on it. So overall, a nice crust. I like the crust. Plenty of cheese, which may be overshadowing the sauce a bit here. I say something like that and the sauce shows up in the next bite. It's a nice pizza. Very nice pizza, nice dough. Nice crust, nice dough. Alright, I'm liking my first impressions. Let me finish up. We'll come back and talk about it. Alright, final thoughts. Rossini's Italian Restaurant in East Hampton, Connecticut. Courtesy of Danny Lefebvre and Charlotte Dion. I like the meatballs a lot. They did a nice job with the meatballs. They were very enjoyable. Good, solid meatballs. Tender, moist, flavorful, good sauce. Just a nice job with the meatballs. The pizza is also very good. As I sat here thinking, I gotta go with Italian style because the New York style is usually a wider slice, and it could be the same pizza just sliced differently. But to me, that's an Italian pizza, and by no means am I an expert in pizza styles. I mean, I know a New Haven style, I know a Greek style, and a Sicilian after that. I just know what I like to eat. So, feel free to blow me up with whatever comments you want. Anyhow, good pizza. Really nice guys inside. Maybe the one issue, once again, a guy told me 35 minutes. I was 8 minutes out when I called. 35 minutes, and I came in at 15, and it was sitting there. I find that a little annoying, but anyhow. Not enough to detract from any score, just a little annoying. Other than that, just a really good experience. Good food, good people, very enjoyable. So let's give it a score. 0 to 10. I want to go 8.6. Good solid score for a good solid pizza and meatball meal. Just very enjoyable. I liked it a lot. I would come back. I've passed this a few times in my life. I'm sure I didn't know it was here. But anyhow, Rossini's Italian Restaurant in East Hampton. Now, East Hampton for me is sort of on the way to Hartford, and I'm sitting here trying to think of a story. And I don't know what I said. I might have changed my score there. It's 8.6 is what I'm going with. I might have said 8.4 is in my head for some reason, but 8.6 is what that score is. So whatever I said, 8.6. So anyhow, back to Hartford. When my kids were less than 10, we went to, I don't know what it's called now, the Hartford Civic Center to see the Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus. And somehow I ended up with some really good seats. We were either front row or second row or third row, but we were right up front. And right in the middle, too, like it would have been center court for a basketball game. I remember we went more than one time. The kids really seemed to like it. But we went one time, and they brought out the big cats and the lion tamer, if you will. And I remember this, and my kids still remember this. So they were in a cage, and the smaller cats, like they had a black puma or a mountain lion type puma is what that's called when it's black. And it was like on a platform up on the cage, and they must drug these things a little bit. I don't know. So the thing's laying there, and they put a leash on it. And the leash kind of, I think, went through the cage, and they tried to pull it down. I'm not sure, but they had a leash on it. They were trying to pull it down, and it didn't want to come off of there. I remember the lion tamer was dressed in a fancy outfit, but a tall, thin guy was bald and went over and tried to move the cat. And the cat literally jumped on his head. And I'm guessing they're declawed, but I don't know. But if you ever had a cat, when they get those back paws going because they're mad and they're trying to scratch something, that's what was happening to the guy. So needless to say, they canceled the big cat show because he had to go to the hospital for treatment. I don't know if he got stitches or not. But I just remember that about going to the circus. We had many good times at the circus. We enjoyed the circus. And every year it was a different show. And it was some very talented people. I remember one time they were bringing what looked like gold statues out on a trailer type thing. And they were posed, and one was holding up another one. And once they got out there, they were actual people that started moving, and I was like, what the heck? It was just amazing. So I don't know if they even have circuses anymore. I know there's been a lot of uproar because of the animals and the way the animals were treated, and so they got rid of the animals. And I don't know if that impacted the circus, but I don't know if the circus goes around anymore or not. So I think the big thing now is Cirque du Soleil. Anyhow, that's the story. Wasn't very exciting. I have some on my phone, but I seem to have dropped my phone down into the darkness over there. And haven't gone over to get it yet. So we just went with it. Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey. So anyhow, Rossini's Italian Restaurant in East Hampton, Connecticut, 8.6.